about to begin the QB Power Hour webinar series. The QB Power Hour is a free bi-weekly webinar series for accounting professionals presented by Michelle Long and Dan DeLong, who are very passionate about the industry, QuickBooks, and apps that integrate with QuickBooks. You can find out all the details about the webinar series at qbpowerhour.com. So without further ado, here's Michelle and Dan.
Well, welcome everybody to another QB Power Hour. This is our year-end recap. Hi, Michelle. How are you? Come back.
Hey there. Hey, Dan. I'm great. How are you today? Good to see you.
Very good. Very good. And you are looking Kansas City Chiefs as always.
Yes, I got lucky at Costco and found my Chiefs ugly Christmas sweater, so I've had to wear that today.
And Matthew, always good to see you as well.
Thank you. Quick question. Is it really luck if nobody else is willing to buy it, therefore they're there?
Hey, it was hard actually to find. They didn't have many left. I was lucky to get my size.
Well, let's go ahead and kick things off here today. As if you need any introduction, go ahead and introduce yourself, Michelle.
Hey everybody, I'm Michelle Long, CPA owner of Long for Success, but I'm kind of retired and this is probably kind of my last one. Dan, are we supposed to say that or what?
Well, yeah, we are going to have a pretty interesting chat today. But yeah, let's press on here. Yeah, my name is Dan DeLong, owner of Dan With and School of Bookkeeping, and doing the co-hosting here as well as Workshop Wednesday, and also joining us,
Matthew Fulton, longtime learner of Michelle Long. I'm also the founder of Parkway Business Solutions and the Facebook group QB Community Live. Happy to be here as well. Hello, everybody.
So today is really just well, it's not exactly what the topic is all about. Actually, Michelle, this is all about you. So we have we've kind of put on a little. Let me just go ahead and stop sharing here so that we can just talk about it, have each other here. So we wanted to do a year-end webinar and really just kind of thank you for all that you've done for the accounting community, the QuickBooks community, the ProAdvisor community as well. And so while you weren't here, we kind of arranged for for some folks to put a little testimonials and videos together for you. So this is all about Michelle today. And I hate surprises, so I hope you are okay with this as well. So
real quickly, before we go any further, for everybody that's here in the chat, if Michelle has impacted your career in just the slightest bit, put a 1 in the comments for me, please. If she's had a major impact, feel free to put a 5 in the comments as well.
Dan.
Sorry. So I don't know. I was just kind of going off on my thinking about how special you have been. I mean, for me personally, I wouldn't be half of the individual as I would had I not met you. And I feel so blessed that that our paths crossed, that we had that you took a chance on me with the QB Power Hour and doing this. And I just can't thank you enough for the person that you have been for this community. And when you announced that you were retiring, that's a part that is going to be deeply missed. So wow. So if you can you kind of talk a little, Michelle, about how this whole crazy idea came up between you and Hector, and just where you kind of got your start?
Oh gosh. Well, he caught me off guard, and
Surprise.
Good. This is
yeah.
Mission Impossible. How do you try to do something like this without one of the primary people ever finding out about it? So good job. Dan.
Oh, and how do you get me speechless? Thanks, Dan. Oh, you definitely caught me off guard. And oh man, I am embarrassed here. I'll tell you what though, the thing is that's what makes our community so special is the relationships that we create. And the thing is that I already knew you because of the community. We had worked together on some of the roadshow. Back in the day, I always feel old when I say that kind of stuff. But when we were traveling and doing the roadshow, you were one of the Intuit employees that would come on the roadshow with us and help us with the tech issues and things like that. And so I already had known you from, this is great. Casey wants to get his in. Go see Dad. Go downstairs. Get. Go. So I had already known you from that. And, I already knew, your personality, and I knew that you had the tech knowledge, and I knew you were a great guy and things like that. And, one of the funny things is, I don't know if I should share this or not, but, on the road show, you get close to people because you're traveling, from one city to the next city, and you're with people a lot. And, a lot of times I wouldn't finish my food. Dan, if I remember right, we shared a steak or something. I'm like, hey, you want the rest of my steak? Yeah, I'll eat it, but I mean, you really get to know people. And then you and I hadn't seen each other for years, if I remember right. And then, at QuickBooks Connect, you were like, well, I was one of the latest because Intuit every year, does their slash and burn where they cut employees and let them go. And you were like, I'm not sure what I'm doing. And I said, this is perfect, which is kind of how Hector and I had met or got started back in the beginning. Hector contacted me. I don't remember how I first met Hector now that I start thinking about it, but Hector had called and said, hey, what do you think if we start doing this? And I was like, well, gosh, I don't know. And, and I had kind of thought about starting it. And so Hector and I talked, and I realized, like you, Hector's smarter than me. And I always love somebody smarter than me. He had the technical knowledge and all this. And, so, he and I got started doing it and everything. And, so, I mean, it just really worked out until Hector, wanted to do some different things and wanted to start paying for webinars and doing all this. And so the timing really worked out great because about the time Hector was wanting to do his own thing was about the time I ran into you. So the timing worked out perfectly. You were looking to do some new things and get into the industry. And I mean, that's where it just worked out perfectly, and if you believe in a God or a higher being, I really think, he puts us in the right places at the right time if you're open to things, I think, or karma, whatever you want to think of. I think Dan, he ran us into each other in the hallway at QuickBooks Connect. And, I think it just kind of worked out the way that it did, and you came in and you've done a fabulous job. And, you now, how many years has it been? 5 years, 6 years? You've done
2018 now. So this will be 6 years of doing this thing.
You hit the ground running and, didn't really, I know you probably felt like you struggled some after you transitioned from Intuit to on your own, because it is a struggle to start your own business. It always is. But I mean, look at you now. I mean, I think you're doing very well and a great success in your own right. You're working with vendors, you're doing stuff with Intuit. And I mean, you're doing fabulous in the accounting industry on your own without being an accountant. So I think that is just fabulous. So I think it's great.
Yeah. Definitely the luckiest non-accountant in the accounting industry.
Well, that's where I think, Power Hour is in great hands. So I feel great leaving QB Power Hour to you to see it moving forward. So
So
I think that's awesome.
we had asked some folks to do some testimonials for Michelle. So we created a little video for her, and obviously, if people are asking where the handouts are, we don't have any handouts today.
Oh.
We're not going to have any poll questions, those types of things. But if you would like an opportunity to, say something to Michelle, I don't know how we could do that. Matthew,
People can raise their hands.
They can raise their hands.
Yeah,
raise their hands, and then we can elevate them to participants.
Unmute them.
But yeah, so we'll do this in sections because there's quite a few. So we just wanted to share a little bit of that with you guys today.
Well, Michelle, this is going to make you laugh. You were one of the first presenters that I ever saw at my first QuickBooks Connect. So we're going back to 2014, I think. And it was a QuickBooks online training. And you said something that was never on my radar before, which was that opening balance equity should be 0 and you transfer its balance to retained earnings. Before that point, that had completely escaped me. And you were the person who taught me that incredibly essential little nugget. So thank you for contributing to me and my education and essentially getting me started on the path that I was on, both at QuickBooks Connect and through the Roadshow. Congratulations on your retirement.
It doesn't always go to retained earnings.
Hey, Michelle. Doug Johnson with Argos Financials Plus. You don't know me. I've been watching you since about 2016 with QB Power Hour, and along with Hector at that time, and then Dan. I started my business about 2015, and you taught me a lot of basics, a lot of fundamentals with your broadcasts, and so thankful for all your all's help. Wish you the best in retirement, and thanks for all you did for the community.
Hey, this is a video from Rachel Barnett, just recording to say thank you so much, Michelle. Michelle has done amazing things for people she's met and people she hasn't met. For me, she's been an amazing resource and a person to lean on when she would come and present at Seattle-based events. So sometimes it would be like an Intuit sponsored event, sometimes a QuickSource event. Just having her there in her abundance of kindness, whether I got a chance to talk to her or not, made a huge difference. Her books where she explained bookkeeping and really related it in an easy to understand way, again, huge difference. I'm so grateful for everything that she's done. I look up to her and aspire to just be a fraction as helpful as she has been. So thank you, and I hope you enjoy your retirement.
Hey, Michelle, I just wanted to take a moment to express my heartfelt gratitude for all of the things I've learned from you over the years when I go way back to the Intuit community to up to today's dates. You've always been one to share amazing information, respected information. I love the fact that you've been a trusted resource to me because you've always been brutally honest with things come up in our community, and I've respected that. And I've quite frankly idolized you for many years because I've learned so much from you for many years. You are someone that will be truly missed in the industry. And I just really hope you enjoy your retirement, you enjoy your grandbaby, you enjoy going to your football games, and just enjoy life, because life is very short. So I'm really happy for you. I hope you have a great retirement. I'm hoping we still see you pop in every once in a while, but I just wanted to thank you personally because you are an incredible person, a fantastic teacher, and you will be very much missed in our community. So thank you so much. Enjoy. Mwah. Love you, and enjoy your time off.
All right, so I'm going to stop there for a second
Oh.
and just kind of put a pause there.
Oh.
I think one of the things, like, the last Feeling New Heights, when I mean the biggest thing for me, like immediately, like the first time that I helped out on a webinar that you did, I was just amazed with how well of a speaker, like, you came across. Like, you just had when you turned it on, it was just amazing to do. Where did that come from? Like, was that just your natural, or did you have to hone that craft of, like, when it's showtime, like the way that you are, and your energy goes all the way through, and if it's like 4 hours, you're still, you still got the same energy at the end than you do at the beginning. How did that? Is that just a gift?
Well, it's honestly, it's both. It started in kindergarten. I was always the kid getting in trouble for talking in class.
I knew it. I knew it had to be that.
Yeah. I honestly always, got rated down for conduct because I was always getting in trouble for talking. But I was going through books and cleaning and organizing the books and stuff because there's always too many. But, I had bought a lot of books before I started speaking on, tips of the greatest speakers, suggestions for speaking. I have a whole bunch of books. I say a whole bunch. I have probably 5, 10 different books on speaking and how to speak and things like that. This was before we had YouTube and the internet and all this stuff. So I had a lot of books on speakers and, how to be a good speaker and all this stuff, talking about telling stories and doing this and that and everything. But I never did Toastmasters. I didn't do any of that. I also am scared to speak, but I started speaking locally by teaching QuickBooks for our SBDC. And I remember playing Shania Twain and getting myself pumped up in the car as I'm going over there. Man, I feel like a woman, and some of these great songs, and kind of getting myself pumped up. It is like, you're on stage, and you really, I always felt like it's not about me. It's about the people in the audience. And that's, to me, the most important thing is it's never about you. And if you screw up, or if you say something wrong, or do something stupid, you just have to laugh it off and keep going, because they don't care. And I have done and said all kinds of stupid things. I mean, I could share with you some of the dumbest things that have gone wrong, but you just have to keep going, because that's their time. And you only have so much time with them, and you got to get through the material with them, because they've come to learn something from you. And so, like, you were with me, oh my gosh, one of the last sessions at Scaling that I'm ever going to present, and the things didn't work, the projectors didn't work, and I had to keep talking. And you've got to do your best to impart the knowledge to the people that are there, even without the projectors. When it's a visual thing, I needed to show them, but you have to do your best to give them the information and make the most of their time. You don't want to just be like, oh, sorry, we're just going to sit here for 10 minutes and do nothing, because you're wasting their time, and they don't like that. So I always tried to remember, it's about the people in the audience and stuff. It's about them and honoring their time. It's not about me, but at the end of the day, like you said, you give it your all. It's exhausting, because you are on stage. And I would find myself, when we were doing the all-day events and stuff, I would try to go to my room to have lunch, just to have 20 minutes or 30 minutes of just don't talk to me for a minute, just to shut my brain down, because you never get a break. People are constantly asking you questions, even in the bathroom. They're still asking questions.
It was
It's
only one time,
exhausting.
Michelle. It was only one time, okay?
No, I mean, it's
Wow.
so bad. Matt, you don't understand. One time when I was traveling to QuickBooks Connect, I was in line in the bathroom in Chicago, and somebody was like, "Are you Michelle Long? I thought I recognized your voice from hearing me on webinars."
Wow.
Because I'm like, seriously? I can't even go to the bathroom in Chicago. But they recognize my voice from webinars and doing the, listening to the recordings and stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh. But when you take a break on these training events, they're still asking questions in line in the bathroom. It's just mentally exhausting to constantly, have to be on, if you will. And so sometimes you just got to go to your room just to have a break, to just have a little off time, you know what I mean? But that's what I love is the people. And that's why I do it is the people and talking to the people. And I love that, but it's also exhausting, but that's what it's all about is the people, and that's what I miss.
That summarizes it really well for conference stuff, right? Is it's the whole reason to do any of this stuff is because you want to get back to the community.
Yeah.
And you plan, you prep, and you try to store up energy before a conference to give
Yeah.
them your all. But it's hard to contain how much you give away at what time, I'm sure. So, and you've been providing to this industry for so long. Dan, do you want to should we try to bring some of the people up that want to say howdy real quick, do you think?
Yeah. Let's see here. So we've got a couple people with their hand up. Roberta. Let's see. How does this work? Ask to unmute.
Hi there. Can you hear me?
Yep, we hear you.
Yeah.
Hi. Well, Michelle, I think it's been probably 20 years since Sleater Group.
A long
Yeah.
time. Yeah. Hi there.
Sleater organization is what gave me the ability to start a business in about 2010. And you were a big part of it. I remember you actually answered my emails sometimes. What about
Yep.
certification, and I'll never forget the time in around 2016. Intuit was always, I'll say speak with fork and tongue. They always got, said things earlier than they were ready. And there you were telling us these wonderful things that were going to happen, and there was going to be this certification that was going to be happening, and then it didn't work. And I remember the test was bad. And you were leading us through it and giving us confidence and that we were going to be able to be certified. And it was going to be a test that we could actually possibly understand.
Gosh,
So
yeah. Yeah, and it used to be where I used to get so mad at Intuit sometimes because they would do that stuff and then we would go out there and then when stuff wouldn't work right or whatever, and it'd make us look bad. And that would just drive me crazy, and I would call them on it because they can't do that to us. They can't put us out there because then that makes us look bad. And that's one of the things that I always tried to be honest with everybody. And if there was a problem, I tried to say, hey, this isn't perfect. This is what's wrong with it. Or, give them time. This is a V1. And, I hope people always felt like they could trust me because I always tried to be honest about things, but I did try to encourage you all at the same time, to give it a try, to, look at it again, maybe last time sucked, but try it again, so.
Well, I feel like I'm a foot soldier in this little army of, CPAs and accountants and stuff. I mean, I'm there on the front lines dealing with people calling up and saying, how do you do this and how to do that? And I feel like you're one of the generals that kind of, was able to help us do our foot soldier work in a better way. So can't thank you. I've always enjoyed seeing you at conferences. I've kind of aged out of conferences myself, but the younger generation. I'm almost 80, but I'm still working.
Wonderful. Well, thank you. It's so good to hear from you. Thank you.
Thank you for
letting me talk.
Thank you, Roberta. It's really, really nice to hear from you. We have, looks like Barbara also.
Well, I didn't know
Barbara?
I was going to have to speak. Hello.
Oh, well, you raised your
But-
hand.
I did? Okay. Well, I'm happy to speak because I've admired Michelle. Gosh, we go back so far. I don't even know. Um, I think I started attending Scaling New Heights in, wow, 2010, maybe. Somewhere I have a list of where all the locations were, and then I can remember. I know I wanted to go to Nashville, but I didn't make it there. I think the next year it was down in Florida. And I had already taken so many of your online classes that by the time I actually met you at Scaling New Heights, it was such a delight. I was like, wow, there she is in person. It's incredible. And I just learned so much. You've helped me so much in my journey with all the certifications and yeah, I've really appreciated everything you've done for our industry, for uh, learning QuickBooks. You made it so easy. And, it's funny, I'm in the process of teaching different people, and I find from time to time that look of astonishment. Oh, this is so easy. How come I didn't know this? And I think back, well, that's because Michelle taught me. So I really
Oh,
appreciate
great.
we've lost a great leader, but I know you'll pitch in from time to time, even in retirement. So
Oh,
good
well,
luck to
thank you.
you. Enjoy that grandkid. That's wonderful, and I look forward to seeing more posts on Facebook of your retirement activities.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And it is great. That's one of the things I always loved. I remember presenting, and when we had something really cool, I couldn't wait to share it and show people, that was always awesome.
Michelle, didn't
I
you
see
take
a
part in
lot
a
of,
couple of the QBO like tip-offs? Did you do
What do
any of
you mean?
those? Like Alicia, for some reason I thought you were one of the people that, like at the first one where they had the different teams, or it was like a competition of the best
Oh,
tips.
I didn't do that. I didn't do
Probably
that.
because you would have run
But
too quick.
I do remember back when we started using QBO and stuff, I remember figuring out the bookmark bar and being able
Yes.
to do the one-click thing with the bookmark bar. And when I figured out I could get my icon bar back from desktop, I loved using the icon bar and customizing the icon bar and everything. And when I figured out I could do that with a bookmark bar, I was like, oh my God, that is so cool. I couldn't wait to write up a blog post and do a video and share that with everybody. And then everybody was using it. And then they went and broke it. And then you had to monkey with it to get it to work right and everything. But yeah, I just remember, oh, that was awesome. So that was really cool. But I never did
see a
that
lot.
tip-off challenge thing. I didn't ever do that.
I see a lot of comments in the chat as they're scrolling by about how people have been impacted by your books and some of the books that you've written. How did those come about? Was it just an idea that you cultivated? Was it an idea that you took from someone else, or how did those happen?
So that's a funny story too. So the very first book I ever wrote, I always wanted to write a book. And so Allison Ball played a pivotal role to me getting it done. And I look back on it now and it's embarrassing. But anyway, Allison told me, so I got on the national training tour and she said, if you get it done by this date, we'll include a coupon in the back of the guide that goes out to all the attendees. So I had to get it done. And I don't know if I would have ever got it done if it weren't for Allison. But I wanted to share with everybody because when I started my business, here I was, I had an MBA in entrepreneurship. I'm a CPA, and I still did all kinds of things wrong. I made all kinds of mistakes and I struggled. And so I wanted to share and help other people learn from my mistakes. And I had this one book on start your own CPA practice, but I was like, I could do better than this. You know, there's things missing in this book. So anyway, I was like, I'm going to write my own damn book. So I was working on it, but then when Allison was like, well, if you could get it done, you know, so I credit her for forcing me to get it done. And then what worked out awesome was Allison put, you know, everybody was selling something or had something to promote. So she put the speakers things in the back of the book, our little flyers for our promotions, in the order that she got them. So like Joe Woodard's was first, and then whoever, Laura Madera's, and then mine was last because mine came in last and I was the newbie on the tour, which worked out great because it was the last one. So it was the last one in the back cover. So I had the best prominent viewing. So Joe and everybody was mad. They're like, how come she got the best placement? Because it was right inside the back cover. It turned out the best placement for me. It had more visibility. But Allison was like, well, I put hers in last, but it worked out really good.
Who says procrastination's a bad thing? Sometimes it's a good
There
thing.
you go. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, it worked out great. But yeah, so that's how I did my first book. And I learned about print on demand and all that through Amazon and their thing. And it actually led, I guess I broke records and all kinds of things. I got to go to a book publishers conference in New York City. Create Space from Amazon sent me out there to speak on that. So that was kind of a cool experience as well. So that was fun.
Opportunities beget opportunities.
Yes. And then I did one with Gail. You know, Dan, how you are doing the tech editing. Well, I guess I didn't tech edit. I actually did update. Gail had done it first, and then I did it, the QuickBooks On Demand, back in what, 2000, what year is that? 2014, QuickBooks On Demand I did for Gail. And then I did another one. I have like 5 different ones. I did some with my son, the QuickBooks practice set. We did those. So anyway, several. But I love to hear from people when they say my book helped them to start their own practice, help them to be home with their kids or start their own practice or whatever. I just love that because that makes it all worthwhile.
Yeah, because you don't get instant feedback like a webinar, right?
Exactly, right. So
Put something out there, hopefully that it's resonating with someone, and then, you know, I remember you telling me some stories of people coming up after breakout sessions and really telling you, you know, I see one here in the chat, like that book changed, you know, something you did, you know, whether a book or a video or whatever, just really changed people's lives, and that's got to be rewarding.
It is. That makes me feel so good. Yeah. So I got to make sure I save this chat because I haven't got to read all those.
I'll pass it along. So let's go back to the videos, and then we'll continue down Michelle Long memory lane. This is your QuickBooks life.
Gosh.
All right, we got here. I think, am I sharing sound? Let me just double check here. I did, okay.
Well, Michelle, I've known of you for quite a while, and then I got to really know you at Appy Camp in 2022 and got to spend some other time with you. And I will tell you, I will miss your friendship, your leadership, what you meant to the QuickBooks community and what you still do. So hopefully you will enjoy those grandbabies, and hopefully we'll see you around. We love you, and take care.
Hello, I'm Stacy Byrne, and I just wanted to share one of my amazing experiences with Michelle. It's been a while ago, probably at least 10 years, maybe 12 years ago. I reached out to her and she offered me some amazing advice. I was complaining to her how I really hated doing tax returns. As a CPA, I was fighting with this idea that I should be doing tax returns. And Michelle is one of the first people who taught me not to should on myself. And she also convinced me to do something that changed my life. She said, make a list of the things that you like to do on this side, make another list of the things you don't like to do, and stop doing the things on that list. And it was life-changing. I was like, wait, what? I don't have to do the things I don't want to do? And oh my goodness, it changed things for me in so many ways. Like, I stopped going to client offices as much. I started doing a lot more online work, and quit doing tax returns and started doing more of what I love, which now includes traveling and working from anywhere.
To Ireland all the
Michelle's been
time.
such an amazing addition to this community of accounting educators, and I've learned a lot from her over the years. I just love you, Michelle. I hope you enjoy retirement. I know you're going to go to more baseball games and cheer on your Royals, and I know you're going to go to more football. No, wait, you can't go to more football games. You can probably go to all of them darn near already. But I do love you, and I wish you the best. Take care. Happy retirement.
Hi, Michelle. Happy retirement. I'm so glad that Dan reached out and invited me to be one of the people to help celebrate you on your way to the next chapter in your life. I wanted to share a few fun memories that I looked up on my calendar. I've been using the same calendar for a really, really, really long time. And so I looked up QBPH, I looked up Michelle Long, I looked up Long for Success, and a bunch of things came up. All right, so starting with September of 2011. Okay, I'm recording this holidays of 2024, so you do the math, you accountant. That is when I joined the Long for Success LinkedIn group. On February 12th, 2012, I sent an email to all of my clients referring to one of my favorite QuickBooks trainers. And then, and by the way, this was all back before I was the dancing accountant. I was Nancy McClelland LLC, and I even had my old email address. So it was really fun kind of going back in time for that one. Then, February 26, 2014, I attended your new QBO one-click navigating tips. And I thought about it, and I'm like, I think everything that I learned about the new QBO, this crazy thing that was gonna take over, I think I learned it all from you. I really do. Then I later that year went to SleaterCon, and I believe that was the first time I met you in person, and it was like meeting a celebrity. And then, of course, I've been lucky enough to get to know you as a real human being through the years. You've always been so kind to me, whether you recognized me or you were just pretending to. And I really appreciate that. And then, what's the next one on this list? Oh, this is a really good one. QuickBooks Power Hour. QuickBooks Desktop versus QuickBooks Online. And I remember being vicious in the comments back in the day. Of course, now I'm all in on QBO. And then I guess that's it for this crazy list, because that was in 2015. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. It's been a long time is what I'm trying to say. And I'm not trying to say that we're both a little long in the tooth, but I am trying to say that I wouldn't be where I am today if it weren't for you. Your kindness, your knowledge. Now that I'm running my own community and doing education myself, I know how much work goes on behind the scenes to make all of that happen. And I couldn't be more grateful that back in the day, back in 2011, you were putting that effort into making sure that we got what we needed. So thank you for doing everything you've done and for passing the torch. And I hope you have the most wonderful retirement. We're so lucky that you have been a part of our lives. Best of wishes to you. Mwah!
Always great to see Nancy.
Oh, it is.
Can you talk a little bit about Nancy mentioned something about like passing the torch, right? And I think that's you had some fortuitous events too when you decided down this path with Laura. You want to talk a little bit about your relationship with Laura Madera?
Oh my gosh. Oh, so Laura is the one that made me really want to get into teaching. So locally, I had started teaching for the SBDC, QuickBooks, for the SBDC. Plus, I was teaching some other small business stuff, small business seminars and things like that. But I went to, this was when you had the advanced training seminars locally. And so I was at one of those that Laura was teaching, and I went and talked to, I can't remember, Lorraine Ladigiami or something like that was her name. She was the Intuit person working the desk. And I went and talked to her and I said, I would like to be a trainer or a speaker. I would like to do what Laura is doing. How can I do that? And Lorraine says, oh, email me at this email address. And she wrote down her email address, or I wrote it down. I don't remember. Email me and I can give you information on how you could be a trainer like Laura. Well, I thought she gave me a wrong email address because it didn't work. I must have wrote her name down wrong because it was hard to spell. Anyway, she followed up with me and I couldn't believe it. So long story short, I had to try out for the Trainer Writer Network, whatever it was called back then. And Allison gave me something. So for 10 minutes, you had to present this topic. It took me about 7 minutes because I talked way too fast. So they knew from the beginning that I talked too fast. I have always talked too fast. I have two speeds, fast and faster. So I had to learn to try to always repeat things, go over it again, because I do talk too fast. So that's always been a struggle of mine. But anyway, that's how I first met Laura. And so she and I got to know each other from the training thing. And then she and I started working together. I edited some of her books. So I learned to work with her. She taught me some things along the way. She kind of took me under her wing as a trainer. She taught me when you're packing up your laptop, always pack your power cord first and put it in your bag because you're more likely to forget it than your laptop. So always pack up your power cord first. Tape your business card on your power cord. Tape it right on this thing because, if you do forget it, you'll have it on there. And, she taught me all these tricks like using the big red cursors so people can see it, and, taught me about using this and that. And she just kind of taught me all kinds of things. And she and I got to be friends. And at one point I recommended a construction client to her. So she came and stayed with me at my lake house because this construction client was here in town. And so she and I got to be friends and, got to know each other and things like that. And so we got to be buddies over the years and everything. And so developed a pretty good relationship and things like that. So it was fun and everything to see her and stuff. But she's the one that I was like, I want to be her when I grow up. And, so that's kind of how I got into Intuit and the Trainer Writer Network and everything. But I want people to know I had speaking and training already locally. I had been doing that for a number of years. I don't want people to think I just jumped in and got going. I had been speaking locally for a number of years already. So.
And it's really so great that, that you just continued that evolution of, giving back to, taking people under their wing, so to speak. So you have a very large wingspan, apparently.
Oh, I don't know. This has just been so great. It is all about the people and people helping other people because I have not done it on my own. It's been Laura, Joe, Doug Sleater. I've had a lot of other people as well that, have helped me and I've looked to for advice and for help. And then all my peers as well. Everybody at these conferences, that's what's so great about our industry. And that's one of the things that I learned. It's not competition and people aren't, competitive with one another. People are very willing to help one another. Will English and point of sale, Matt, you and your technical knowledge and expertise, people are willing to help each other. If you just reach out and say, Matt, I got a question about this, and videoing this, or which camera should I use for that? Or how should I set up my office for the best filming, or whatever the question might be. People are really willing to help one another. And that's what I love about our industry is that teamwork. And I remember one year at Scaling, we even got the bracelets that said team on them, that's our tribe, and we do stick together and help one another out. And that's what really makes it so special. When you do go to these conferences, it's like a big family reunion, and the thing that I always have tried to do and encourage others to do is go sit with new people, though. Don't just keep sitting with the same people. It's wonderful to go, oh, I've missed you, and I love all these videos, and I love seeing people, but go meet the new people and help bring them in as well, because it's hard when everybody already knows each other if you're the new person, so I think as the old folks, it's nice for us to bring in the new people, so I would encourage people always, and that's what I would do at the conferences is, hey, go sit with new people at lunch and try to get them included and stuff. And, but that's what helps each other, because as we all learn and grow, it just helps our whole industry to learn and grow to be better for our clients. And then when you need help with a client, because that was the thing that I learned is, when I started my practice, I was all alone, and back then we said suite A for attic or suite B for basement because, you didn't have a home office back then, you would give
now.
Yeah.
Suite C for couch.
Yeah, there you go. Suite D for the table or T for the table or something. But yeah, I mean, back then you didn't have a home office because it wasn't cool, You tried to hide the fact that you worked alone. Now it's no big deal, But even though you're alone, you're not alone now. You've got this whole community of people. But back in my day, I was starving for that, community environment and stuff. And so I think that makes it so much easier now. But that's where, though, I wanted to help with that community, and that camaraderie amongst the people and stuff. So I love that we have that in our community. I think that's awesome.
Speaking as a person who was in a different industry before, I can truly say that the accounting community is they're so nice and willing to help each other. I had been in other industries, even spoke at different conferences, and it was a different deal. Here, everybody is willing to help each other. And you, Michelle, along with many others, helped nurture that type of a community and helped build it into what it is. It's because of how kind everybody is that I dove in deeper into accounting and have done the things I have. None of it would be possible if it wasn't for you and all the people in our communities. So thank you so much.
Oh, you got muted.
And like Stacy said, the fact that, like I didn't like to do taxes, and that's what I was telling her. Why? Just because you're a CPA doesn't mean you have to do taxes. Once I realized that, it was so liberating. But that's what I point out to people. Do what you like to do. And maybe somebody else likes to do taxes. Let them do that. Maybe you like retail. Somebody else likes, the manufacturing aspect. Somebody else likes, e-commerce. Everybody can do what they like to do. And then you trade and exchange referrals, or you help each other out and stuff. And so everybody can do what they like to do. There's actually enough work out there to go around, and you can specialize doing what you like to do. Amen. Life's too short to do the stuff you don't like to do, and that was very liberating once I learned that. Taxes? I don't have to do taxes? Woohoo! I was so happy.
Who taught you not to should on yourself?
I just learned it when I had a client that I just learned it. Once I fired I fired a tax client. Once I fired a tax client, he got really crazy in the militia and stuff, and he was protesting the IRS and writing things about the IRS in the militia magazine. And I'm like, this is not a client I want. This was after
tax return. Okay, yeah, no.
Yeah, this was after the Oklahoma City bombing, and he kind of went off the deep end. He'd gotten divorced, and he was protesting and writing IRS stuff. And I'm like, dude, I ain't doing your taxes anymore. And I was like, I should fire a few more tax clients. Why am I did like taxes in college even. I got 2 C's in college and one of them was in tax class. I always hated taxes. Maybe both of them were taxes. I don't know. But anyway, I just have always hated taxes. So that made me realize I don't have to do this. And I started exchanging referrals with other accountants that enjoyed taxes, and I could do all the QuickBooks stuff. It worked out great. So
yeah, it's definitely a term that I've learned in this community is co-opetition, where we are in the same ocean, fishing from the same ocean, but there's plenty to go around for all of us. So let's get back to testimonial time. So we've got a few more of those.
You've been busy, Dan. You've been busy.
We'll see. Did I get the audio right?
You got the audio.
I think. Okay.
Hello, Michelle. My name is Jan Boda, and I truly appreciate all the work you did with the QB Power Hour for so many years. You really helped me a lot in my QuickBooks, keeping up with all of the new stuff, and we're going to miss you. We're going to miss you a lot. I appreciate you so much. I hope you have a wonderful retirement. I'm hoping I get to do the same soon. Take care. Bye.
Hello, Rich Kane here. I wanted to wish you lots of success in your retirement. I will miss you. I remember I met you back in the Sleater days. I love the Scaling New Heights one we did in the Bahamas. Got to meet Steve and the family. I'll miss when you come to Chicago and we have that low attendance accounting show. And then after you were done with your presentations, you and I sat and we had lunch and great conversation. All the emails that we've shared, ideas and comments over the years. I guess I haven't lost you as a friend, so I will still be in communication. I love how you're sports oriented and you're one gal that likes to do sports injuries, and love following all that stuff and the grandchildren and the house and all the good stuff. So I wish you loads of luck and have a very Merry Christmas.
Michelle, I can't even imagine where my career would be today if it wasn't for you. Back many, many years ago in 2016, when I was just really kind of getting started in actual bookkeeping, I spent every single day as I was working for the company that I now own, listening to QB Power Hour, listening to your different videos and the guidance you gave to people while learning to become a bookkeeper at the exact same time. I had a degree in accounting, yet your education truly taught me more about my profession than any college ever could have. Since then, I feel honored to have had the chance to actually get to know you and call you a friend. It's hard to imagine that you're already retiring. This industry will never be truly the same. I hope, though, you'll still find your way to different conferences or different events every once in a while to pop in and share your amazing smile with us, and so we can, dot on you and tell you how much we appreciate you, of course. Still to this day, you continue to give and give and give to the entire community, and I know everybody is better because of it. Congratulations on your retirement, but if you ever need anything for any reason, you can always reach out. Thank you for everything you've done for all of us.
Oh, you guys.
What is on the future? What does the future hold for Michelle?
Hopefully more travel, more grandbabies, Chiefs Super Bowl three-peat in February, I hope.
I called dibs for one of the tickets.
If everybody could just pray that we get picked for Super Bowl tickets this year. We've never got them through the draft or the drawing or whatever it is. So, that would be awesome. But no, I'm just, trying to enjoy the family and the lake and traveling. And so I'll still be around. I'm going to miss everybody though. That's the thing, is I do miss the people, and I definitely get FOMO seeing all the posts from the conferences and stuff. So I have to stay off Facebook for a while. So that's the part that's really hard. So this has been such an amazing gift to me though. I mean, this is so nice, Dan and Matt. I mean, you guys went above and beyond, and you did surprise me and shock me. So I'm just I knew you had today in good hands. I knew you'd have everything ready to go with slides and everything, and I knew you'd have it good, but I didn't know you were going to do this.
Well, I had help, and that's a testament to again this community of coming together. I just sent out the message, and it was received on good ears, and it came through. I know a lot of people wanted to make a video, and put that in there. Hector wanted to join today, but he's doing a recording for ADP, so he wants to say a few things when he can. Yeah, so that. I don't know. Do we want to go another 4 minutes, or is there anyone else?
Super important question. In the comments, if you like the Chiefs, put a 1. If you don't, put a 2 for me.
Oh,
Okay.
that's okay. You can hate the Chiefs all you want, but all I have to say is go Chiefs. I'm just happy I found my Chiefs sweater at Costco. I've been wanting a Chiefs Christmas sweater for years, and I couldn't find one. And so I got lucky a few weeks ago. They had a few larges left. I had to get it. So what's with our quarterback? He's got a high ankle injury and hopefully high sprain on his right ankle. He might miss the next game, but hopefully he'll be back for the next one on Christmas Day. So that's okay. You know what? If we lose a game or two, that's okay. We just have to make it to the Super Bowl and get a three-peat this year.
Yes.
It's gonna happen. It is. It's just gonna happen.
It's just the last game. That's the only game that matters, is the last.
That's right. That's right. That's all that counts. That's what we got to get. So fingers crossed. Let's hope.
All right.
But
okay. Well, Matthew, any closing thoughts or things before we sign off today? I mean, your testimonial there was fantastic. I couldn't have said it better myself.
It's all about this community. So Michelle, again, I'm honored to be a part of this community. That's something you've worked so hard to build up. Thank you for everything. And I just hope you realize you may be retiring, but you're just graduating to the perpetual advisory board that we can always call you on anytime, right?
I agree to that. Thank you. I love it. That's
all
awesome.
Right, well,
yeah.
Any thoughts from you, Michelle? I mean, I'm sure this is probably a surprise, and a lot of things going through your mind all at the same time. But any parting words?
I just think that was the best gift ever. Thank you so much, because it means the world to me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I know Power Hour is in great hands, and I couldn't have left it to a better person. So thank you, Dan, and thank you, Matt. And I will pop in once in a while and everything. So I will be gone, and hopefully you showed me I won't be forgotten. And you guys won't be forgotten either. I will be watching and checking in. So don't be talking about me when I'm not here.
No promises on that.
No, but
all right,
I love you all. So thank you, and thank you, everybody. This has been amazing. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Michelle, and we hope everybody that is watching has a wonderful holiday season and a very merry and happy New Year, and filled with abundance as we we'll kick over the holidays, and we'll see you in 2025. And we hope you all have a great day, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.